that other therapist or whatever he was that she was seeing on the sly, did he offer other masseuse services? Because why was the wife so mad?
Okay, I was thinking the same thing. Why is the wife giving such the eyeball? I'm like, is
He's
there
just exploring his passions.
some hanky-panky going on in there?
I feel like there must be. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
There wasn't with Miranda, but I feel like, so why was the wife so mad? He's just trying to be a masseuse on the sly. Leave him alone.
Hey page turners, you're listening to Pages Across the Prairies,
your virtual book club and place to share the whimsy of reading.
We're your hosts, Adriana
and Christine. And we're so glad you're here.
Welcome to Pages Across the Prairies, your favorite virtual book club. I'm your host, Christine, mom of two with a background in library services and running book clubs.
And I'm Adriana, published writer and a new mom with a memoir in progress. Trust us on your next read.
Today we are discussing All's Well by Mona Awad. And this is our spoiler-full version. So if you have not read the book, you can access our spoiler-free version, which is already posted to our YouTube and other streaming platforms. Otherwise, let's dive into it. There's going to be spoilers up ahead.
Yes, watch out. If you haven't read the book, come back another time.
But we will give you kind of a summary just to kind of catch you up and refresh you.
Yes.
And Mona Awad is a Canadian author too, which I always like to mention just because we are Canadian. So it's nice to represent our Canadian authors.
Yes. All right, so a little summary. All's Well by Mona Awad follows Miranda Fitch, a former actress turned theater director living with chronic, unexplained pain. While struggling to stage All's Well that ends well with a group of resident students, she meets three mysterious men who seem to offer her something she's desperate for: relief. As her pain begins to vanish, reality starts to shift, and Miranda gains a disturbing sense of control over the people around her. Find out more.
Super disturbing.
Yeah. Yes. Very, very.
So I guess we will just dive in. Was there anything... Oh, Miranda herself is disturbing.
Yeah, she is. The things that Miranda was willing to do just to relieve her pain to other people was disturbing.
I guess that's something that we can discuss. We can just start off discussing too, because Mona said in one of her interviews, she was talking about like the extent in which somebody might be willing to go to relieve their pain. And I found it a really interesting and honest concept to approach. Like, I think we discussed on the last episode about chronic pain, or if you've ever been in a great deal of pain, kind of understanding that feeling of wanting it to go away, obviously, but what extent would you go to? And it kind of blurred her morality a bit, right? It's like you're rooting for a character and it kind of brings you into that moral gray ground because you've been rooting for them, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, am I still rooting for you?
Yes, that's exactly what I found with Miranda. Is I was like, oh, I hope her pain goes away. Hope she finds relief. And then all of a sudden it's just like, actually, I don't like what you're doing.
No. At what point was that for you?
It was before she touched the student.
Brianna?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Okay, if he had started off with, say, Mark, I think it would have been beneficial to their relationship if he had a better understanding of her pain, not necessarily to the extent in which he did.
Yeah.
But the Brianna one, because it was a minor, right? And I don't even think it's arguably, she didn't deserve that. Even though Miranda described her as this dislikable being, she didn't deserve that.
No, I mean, she's just a younger, probably annoying student, but she doesn't deserve that.
It is interesting though, like, because I haven't had chronic pain, but I have been in great deals of pain. And it's like, you always sit there and you dream about, oh, what would I do if this pain is gone? And you remember the golden days of when you weren't in pain.
Yeah.
And so I related to that.
Yeah, that's true. What would you do if you were in chronic pain?
Mm-hmm.
Would you go that far to cause some
other people
young
pain.
Girl a horrible pain? I mean, I didn't like Mark, so I kind of was easy to brush that one off.
Yeah, and with Grace, she's, again, not deserved. It would have been nice, though, for her to have a better understanding of Miranda's pain.
Yes. I don't think anybody really gave her the time of day to understand it.
No. I thought maybe Grace did off the start.
Yeah.
From what I'd heard from their history. It was hard because Miranda's such an unreliable narrator. The whole book I found I was questioning what's true and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what degree of pain are you? And I thought it was beautifully done because even off the start, I think I messaged you and I was like, we're 4 hours in and all it's been is just describing her pain. I'm annoyed, which is everybody around her is annoyed. And also questioning, are you feeling this much pain? Is this pain true? So it definitely, first of all, gave her more credence to me because I'm like, I'm also annoyed.
Yeah.
So can kind of understand how you're feeling because you even annoyed the reader at this point.
I never made that connection right away, but it's just like the author did such a good job at making us feel like the other characters.
Yeah, I thought she did a beautiful job of that. It was the same as Eleanor Oliphant for me too, where I told you I was like, oh, the author tricked me too, where I'm writing her off like everybody else.
Yeah. Did you ever think Miranda was maybe making up pain?
I did, and I always have to check myself too, because I'll do two things. I will question it, and then when I realize I'm questioning it and I shouldn't, then I'll completely believe it. And I feel like both of those are a dangerous line to walk.
One extreme to another.
Yeah, because I'm like, I shouldn't be questioning this. This is her experience. That's not fair. And then I'm like, Kate, well, I completely believe everything you say without a doubt, and that gets dangerous too. What about you?
I'm still questioning if she was in pain.
Yeah, and that was the problem. I think that's why she lost so many relationships in her life, because clearly everybody was questioning it.
Yeah.
I guess with pain too, so much of it is your mentality. If you're feeling really negative about things, it increases. It lowers your pain tolerance. So you are, in a way, experiencing more pain because you're feeling so much negativity. It kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah. I feel like, okay, this doesn't go for everybody in chronic pain at all. This is strictly just Miranda. But I feel she really liked the attention.
Interesting. I mean, her character obviously did like attention, so that's an interesting perspective.
As an actress, then I'm like, well, now I don't trust you. Yes, you're an unreliable person, but you're an actress, so you'll be just playing the pain?
Yeah, that's the problem, though. And, okay, so Mona Awad did experience chronic pain. She was in chronic pain. That's where the idea for this novel came from. And she had people who didn't understand her, and she talked about the idea of performing pain because it is kind of a performance, she said. When you're trying to make somebody understand it, you are kind of performing it, and then people are going to respect it even less if they feel like, oh, it's a performance.
Yes.
Or, oh, you're an actress already. So it's like such a dangerous. I don't think that we should ever, especially in the medical field, decide for somebody the level of pain that they are in. That's why there's the pain scale. That's why they get to decide, because it's such a personal thing. But yeah, it's such a conundrum.
Yeah. But you're right. We should never just assume someone else's pain because we don't know.
I like that idea of her liking attention, though, because it's she had to be in the spotlight, and maybe that was just another way, in a way, for her too. But yeah, obviously she was feeling pain. It's just a question on whether or not it was that much pain. But
and then was this pain also just compressed with depression?
Yeah, I think either way, if you're not in a good state of mind, your pain's going to be less manageable. Mona, I'm pretty sure she said something about she also like that concept of how at the start she can't shut the window. That was something that she went through herself.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a really interesting point of discussion.
Yeah.
All right. So, was there anything in this book that fascinated you?
Well, kind of what we were just talking about, just the whole concept of pain.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting topic.
It really, really is, because it's so personal. And when you have something that's not measurable, really, aside from vocalizing it, how then do you help somebody with it if you're the person who is in charge of that?
Oh, exactly. It just makes me think of all those people in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
With that scale that you mentioned, that's still such a frustrating scale, though, because
it's so frustrating. It's really, really tricky. I do feel it's something that should be studied more.
Yes.
Yeah, should be studied more, and I think we were talking about, there should be more focus on that in education.
Yeah, we were talking about that over Messenger.
Yeah. Because, it's like you don't want to just offer somebody a really small solution.
Yeah.
And you get acupuncture, right?
Yes. I love acupuncture. It helps with, like, all my pains. It's fixed some of my pains. I swear by acupuncture.
It would be nice if there were people more trained in pain management on the different resources in which you can be provided.
Yeah. And make it more accessible to the general public, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%. Because it's quality of life. If you're in pain, your quality of life goes way, way down.
Oh, yeah. It makes just the simple tasks. Could be to the point of making a cup of coffee is difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm curious, if you did read the book or if you've been in pain, how far would you go? Or how far have you mentally gone to relieve yourself of pain?
What is there to you how far would you go? I
think I mentally would go down the road of, like, I would be like, Mark, I wish you felt my pain. Like,
yeah.
I would not do it, what she did. Although it's, like, not in her shoes, but I think I know myself, and I don't think that that's something that I would do.
No, me neither.
No, but I guess arguably it was an accident every time that it happened.
I feel like the first maybe 2 times were an accident.
Okay, so what order did it go in? It went Brianna, and then Mark, and then Grace, right? Or did it go Grace, Mark?
Mark, then Grace.
Yeah, okay. So, but with Grace, I felt like it was.
And actually, now that you say this, I feel like she knew exactly what she was doing with Mark. Yeah. So, exactly. I didn't like him, so that little snicker is perfect.
But that was also when I started to be like, okay, I don't really trust you. When she was like, oh, I'm back in so much pain, Mark. I was like, how much of this is you're creating it mentally then? Because it's like, if you were fully recovered. But also, this is a fantasy, so.
Yeah, that's true.
And that is what fascinated me, because we both off the start thought that it was like she had overdosed and she was having hallucinations or something. And even at the end of the book, I had to look it up. I'm like, what? And found out that then it was a fantasy. That fascinated me.
Yeah, I read the whole book not thinking it was a fantasy and so confused.
Yes.
Yeah. Knowing it's a fantasy really helps, actually. Like,
really helps. Because, I'm like, your brain is drug-addled at this point, is what I thought.
Yeah, exactly. And
And because even off the start, she was taking these medications, should not be mixed or taken as much of in a school setting, certainly as a teacher.
Well, even just like went through her pocket and was like, I'll just take these few. I don't even know which ones they are.
Her jingling pockets, or like not jingling, but like, no. Sorry, I don't think your perception of reality is necessarily what reality is at this point, off the start.
Yeah.
So, when I finished it, and like, yeah.
Do you think those 3 men were like real, or were they also a figment?
I think that in this realm of fantasy, they were real. They were modeled off the Macbeth witches, was it?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So, I think that they were real in this reality, I guess. I almost don't like that it was a fantasy. I almost wish it was just a story that Miranda made up to cope with her pain, and that in the end, her mind just went too far because she was in too much pain. I like that idea.
Yeah, me too. Kind of what I was expecting the book to fall into was just, this is some weird reality in her brain.
Yeah. Or I thought originally, because the first time she saw them, and I've read from book clubs, people are all just confused by these 3 men. The first time she saw them, she had taken so many pills and she'd taken alcohol. I was like, this is clear overdose. I expected her to wake up in a hospital or something.
Well, when she started driving, I was like, oh, well, we're just going to be in the hospital now.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. She drove under the influence a lot.
She did. I was very disappointed.
Super disappointing. Okay. Was this book what you expected?
No, not at all. I was not expecting a retelling of Macbeth in a different form.
No, and probably like if I'd been familiar with All's Well, I probably would have expected it to be.
Yeah, I didn't. The whole Shakespeare thing, did not get that at all from this. And I should have read the back, but I didn't.
Yeah, we don't.
Just judged the cover and was like, oh, this looks like a good book.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'd read this author before. I hadn't.
Yes, I thought I had too.
Yep.
In terms of the chronic pain, the medication, I did expect that. I just didn't expect it to delve into, Shakespeare and fantasy.
Yeah.
Although, actually, I did expect a hazy view of reality just because of that book that we read by Otessa Mortief, is it?
My Year of Rest and Relaxation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that book was so zany.
Yeah, I thought that book and this book really, there's a bridge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd be curious if they've read each other's work.
Yeah, I'm curious. They're both similar, but so different.
Yeah, very true. Okay. Did you have a favorite character?
I did like Grace.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. And I am sad the way things ended and how she turned. I don't know. I liked her.
Yeah. Those dots on the text message, I couldn't figure out whether or not she was alive. Obviously she is because she's typing. I was so anxious. And then at the end, she did kind of, in a way, pass. Kind of. And then came back.
Yeah, that's an interesting take.
Those dots, though, I think even though she was suffering, she didn't trust. She did not trust Miranda to offer any resources.
And why should she? Miranda kind of went crazy.
I think she was a good friend to Miranda. But I guess, so something that Mona was looking at with their friendship was the idea, because once Miranda started feeling better, then Grace started to be like, okay, well, that's when their friendship started to falter.
Yeah.
almost like she didn't necessarily want something good for Miranda. So there was a concept of, first, how much pain can a friendship handle?
Yeah.
And second, how much change can a friendship handle, I guess, like how dynamics can change, right? Because Grace was always kind of the supporter of Miranda. And when that started to change and Miranda didn't need that support, their friendship then changed too.
Yeah. But I feel like it also changed from before we got to know everybody, because she started getting worse in pain and Miranda
Yes.
was like, I don't want your bad attitude.
No, it was too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you mean Grace?
Like Miranda and Grace's friendship was on the rocks at the beginning because
Yes.
of how much pain Miranda was in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did think that was so interesting, though, that question of how much pain can a friendship handle.
Yeah.
Because you always, I think nowadays in society, we've started to be like, do you have space for me to vent? And I've heard both sides where some people say, that's good to make sure that, but other sides where it's like, well, somebody should, if you're a friend, you should be able to, like, you can't control when you're having a crisis.
No.
And if it's a friend, they should then be able to. But yeah, whether you like it or not, it does change some friendships or the dynamics of it. So I like that she approached that with their friendship.
That's a really huge topic in itself of how much a friendship can handle, because there is a lot of friendships who can't handle much and they dissolve pretty quick.
No. And again, we've talked about immature friendships on here before.
Yes.
That like really makes me think of like younger friendships or friendships that are not necessarily actually friendships.
Yeah. But sometimes even those long-term ones are just like, okay, that you have way too much trauma. I can't handle this.
Yeah.
And that's really sad.
It is. Yeah. A fair weather friend.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. A sad way to put it.
It is a sad. I don't know. I guess you could probably argue both sides where it's like, I guess you maybe don't have space or you have so much. I don't know. I think that if it's a true friendship or a true, you should be able to find space. And that's like,
I think so.
You know, people work in jobs that are heavy and stuff too. It's learning different ways to not carry that as much too.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Would you prefer if somebody said, oh, can I trauma dump, or just rather the person just go all out right away without even asking?
I would rather the person just goes out without asking. Because I don't know if somebody said, I mean, it's nice and it's considerate, but if somebody says that to me and then I already feel like I'm not being as supportive as I would like to be personally, for me. What about you?
I would rather just don't give me a warning. Just tell me. Just go. And like, if for some reason, which I can't really think of a reason, I just say, I'll have to get back to you about this, or, oh, this triggered something in me, or I don't know if that ever happened. But yeah, I'd rather just go all out and be like, great, now I don't have to focus on my problem. We can focus on their problem.
In what I feel are good friendships, I feel like there's usually an understanding behind that too. I'm never questioning if somebody doesn't respond to me or if somebody gives just a small reply. I'm never questioning, oh, did I spoil our friendship? Or what's the word for it? Like, you know, when you get anxious and you're like, oh, like,
I don't know what the word is, but like, I feel like I know what
judging you or something. Yeah, I'm saying it wrong, but like if you've just met somebody and you're constantly questioning that interaction, right?
Oh yeah.
Whether like, oh, was that too much? You know? And with true friendships, I feel like you don't really have to, and you don't really have to feel like you need to explain.
No.
Like, oh, I don't have time for this right now, or, oh, I'll get back to you. I don't know. I feel like there's understanding on both sides usually.
I think so. I mean, it's like, okay, well, there's enough of a base if I don't hear from you for like a couple days and nothing to do with you at all. It just happens.
Yeah, it just happens. Sometimes for a year. Not.
Yeah.
Okay. And I feel like Grace and Miranda, that's another problem with their relationship, though. There's a lot of taking and no giving. Towards the end, Miranda was giving stuff, but that's because she felt guilty. What did she provide in that relationship?
That's true. It's a really good point. It was very one-sided.
Very one-sided.
And have to be give and take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything... Okay, so we said favorite character. Yours was Grace. Mine was Brianna.
Really?
Yes.
Tell me more.
I mean, off the start, I was also annoyed with her.
Well, she was annoying, yes.
Yeah, I mean, she was a high school kid, so I was like, with a grain of salt. But yeah, I understand why Miranda was irritated with her. But the way she was a fighter, Miranda had a lot of opinions on her.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that she took Miranda's pain, and I don't know that she was either. Miranda is just the biggest trooper in the world and can just survive this pain that actually literally kills other people, or she was passing on a bigger degree of her pain to other people. Mm-hmm. I felt like it was bigger because Brianna was youthful. She had a healthy body. It shouldn't have affected her as much as it did. But fantasy, I guess. But the way that she coped with it, the way that she still tried her best, and she had this evil teacher that she had to go and fight for these rules. I really admired how she dealt with that.
Do you think some of it was just pure, just revenge? I'm just like, I'm not letting her win. I'm going to get her back.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't imagine being in that situation. And it was nice. I appreciated that people did kind of listen to her to the extent in which they could. Because, I mean, you can't be like, yeah, your teacher did somehow pass you her pain. Like,
yeah.
But they did give her a platform, and I appreciated that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. They were more willing to listen to Brianna than they were to Miranda.
They were. Yeah, good point. Yeah, no, I just really respected that, and definitely revenge. But it's like, what can you do as a minor? First of all, people don't listen to minors to begin with. People listen to female minors even less.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So yeah, I really respected her and how she handled that. I was like, good job, you're doing what you can and you're fighting. So I liked that. I didn't like Miranda shouldn't be working with children. She should not be for multiple reasons. But her view of the children, her view. Okay, I don't know if you found this weird, but I don't remember his name currently. But Brianna's boyfriend,
Trevor.
Okay, of course, Trevor. Of course, Trevor. That sounds about right to me.
It was a T
Sorry,
name.
Trevors of the world.
It might be maybe it wasn't Trevor, but it started with a T. I'm pretty sure.
Sorry, it's been a minute since we read this book.
Yes, the next book we will talk about quicker.
So her view of him, though, and just her view of kids in general. But there was a point where she talked about like kind of how attractive he was.
Yeah,
and I found that really disturbing. Thank you. Okay. I'm glad it wasn't just me and that I was overreacting. I was like, this is not appropriate at all.
Well, at that point, I was like, okay, wait, how old are these kids? Are they college age or are these high school kids? I was a little...
I think they were high school because she talked about how Brianna would go on to future schools and her parents wouldn't be able to help her. Yeah. Maybe if they were college kids, I guess. I found it really creepy. I found the Ellie and Trevor or whatever his name is, forgettable character.
Yeah.
Making them kiss and stuff. I'm like, again, and
that just
creepy.
Seemed wrong. Like, let's just play with these students like puppets and make them smooch on stage 20 times.
I think that's interesting. Was there anything about this book that was hard to read or made you stop reading?
I read it like hard, like paperback. And sometimes I felt a little like it was long drawn out and a little...
Yes.
I don't know what the right word is, but it was just like, I just got to put it down because... It's not hard to read, it's just long-winded.
Yes. I listened on audio and the voice actor did such a good job because Miranda, when she was describing her pain again and again and again and again, and oh, it's here and it feels like this and it's that and this, it gets to be a lot. And it's like, okay, well, maybe it's a lot for her to feel it too. But as a reader, as somebody who has an option to be here, I thought the voice actor did a good job of making her also come off as like kind of annoying. She did a really good job of the voice. But yeah, I found that really hard to listen to, just hours and hours of that. And the Grace part, when they're on the stage to listen to that.
Yeah. Yeah. The end with the little baby.
Oh, I know. I was like, don't put it down. Take it with you.
And I was like, why do you have to set the baby down? Any other mom would just tuck it under your shoulder and off you go.
Yeah. But obviously it's something that had to happen because she had to give up on her dreams to bring back. Sorry, I did remember what it was that was thought-provoking that I wanted to talk about. Just the concept of, okay, again, pain, but towards the end when Miranda stops feeling pain completely and just is nutters for a completely different reason. Just the idea of, and I think Mona might have mentioned this in her interviews, I'm sure it was done intentionally, but like how much do we as humans need pain to be human, to have empathy and normal behavior? But no.
Yeah.
Because, she couldn't feel it at all towards the end, and she did not... I mean, she did care about people a bit. There clearly was guilt for what happened to Grace. But, yeah, how much of it is how much you need pain to also have the human experience and empathy. Because I do... Like, if I've been through an experience or if I can relate to it in some way, it's a lot easier for me to experience empathy for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that big leg gash, she didn't feel that even. No pain. Not mentally, physically... Emotionally, nothing.
No, and that made her a different kind of evil.
Yeah, it really did. All of a sudden, the cares are not there at all.
No. And I don't really think it's something that there's exactly an answer to. Obviously, I think you do need a degree of being able to experience pain to not even take things for granted, honestly. You need good and bad, I guess, is the takeaway there.
Well, that's that yin and yang that's been around for...
Yeah, there we go. And I also find if you've suffered when you're not suffering or when things are good, you appreciate it so much more.
That's true. It's like, oh, it could always be worse.
And you have an understanding of how it could.
Yes. For sure.
Okay. Did you have any favorite scenes?
I did like the descriptions. There was a lot of good descriptions in the book. But favorite scenes? For some reason, one that I have marked for being a scene I liked was when she was in the grocery store and then when she was like making risotto. It was in the kitchen.
I wondered if you liked that.
I have it marked off. So it's just like the amber color, how it caught the light from the kitchen window, and then soaking the dried porcini. Loved it. I don't know. I like that scene. It was so wholesome.
That. It was a nice scene, and then everything went really bad downhill very quickly after that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked how she was talking about food, and I can't remember exactly what she said, but something about like how people don't try with their food or whatever, or get creative. Yeah. I liked that. She's like, oh, I might do this. I loved that.
Exactly. And she was generally enjoying life because like, I'll take my time thinking about what to buy. What will I have? And she got the meat from the butcher, and I'm just like, this is so fun.
And his number, right?
Yeah, and his number.
Okay, I wanted to talk about that. Do you think it would be kind of, because you're a chef, I was thinking about like he could just work there and just pick off like he could just try and date people that he think are excellent cooks. I don't know. You could watch for what people are. I always wonder like if clerks, and I'm sure they do, look at like my grocery items and they're like, garbage. You don't know what you're doing in the kitchen.
Well, I mean, as I totally judge people's carts. I judge my own sometimes, but I see people's like lines when they're getting checked out, and I'm just like. That's a lot of ramen. Maybe you need a green in there.
I always get surprised by the soda. When somebody's just like a full cart of soda, I'm like, sorry, soda drinkers.
Sure.
But I will look at people and be like, what are you doing with that? In a positive, inquisitive way. I don't know what to do with half the stuff you have in your cart. I would like to watch you cook, please.
That's awesome. That's such a better view than I have, because I'm just like, that's a lot of frozen food. Are you just really busy? Or do you not know how to cook? Can I
don't know how to cook?
Yeah. Let me help you. Pay me to help you. So, yeah. So I think he totally would judge and be like, she wants just a normal steak? Nah. She wants the pig cheeks? Oh, yes. Here's my number.
Yeah, I'm excited. Can you invite me over for this meal?
Exactly.
Maybe that's how butchers find their partners. I don't know.
Maybe.
And then she would get prime cuts. Sorry, this has gone too far. But yeah, no, for 5 pages, it was really nice. And I was really happy for Miranda, aside from what she had done to that poor child.
Yeah.
And then everything just went downhill. I liked the play scenes where there was those 2 plays happening at the same time. Yeah. I liked that. That was a cool imagery. And really I was so happy that she had to face what she did to Grace. It was sad. Yeah. It was sad, but I was so happy.
She deserved it. That's just wrong.
Yeah, that was really sad. I was so sad for Grace. And then I liked also that ocean scene. It was super weird. I was trying to figure out what the heck was going on, but it was pretty cool.
That was a beautiful one.
Yes, good description. Did you have a least favorite character?
Mark.
And you thought that he didn't want her to get better, right?
Correct. I still don't think he wants her to get better.
And I argued that I just felt that he wanted a part in it. Is that what I said?
Yeah, that's what you said. And I can see your point of view. I still think he just wanted her to stay sick.
Yeah, I think that was right. That seems the point the author was trying to make too, I think.
I would be interested to know.
That other therapist or whatever he was that she was seeing on the sly, did he offer other masseuse services? Because why was the wife so mad?
Okay, I was thinking the same thing. Why is the wife giving such the eyeball? I'm like,
he's just exploring his passions.
Some hanky-panky go.
I feel like there must be. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
There wasn't with Miranda, but I feel like, why was the wife so mad? He's just trying to be a masseuse on the sly. Leave him alone.
Just trying to make a little extra cash.
And he was clearly passionate about it. He was trying to, I don't know. Anyway, I did not like Hugo.
Really?
I'm so irritated with that man. Just weird creep vibes all around. And It was nice towards the end when he was trying to show care for Miranda, and he was like, what is wrong with you? And she was actually trying to make him into a monster. That was pretty crazy. But I don't know. I just got really uncomfortable vibes whenever Hugo came into play.
Interesting.
Didn't like. And he has criminal record and he was working with kids. I mean, yeah. Nah. I know he was redeeming himself, kind of, but it could have also been the way that Miranda started to talk about him that turned me off from him when she really started to compare him to Paul and stuff and talked about his dingy place. It could be that, but I don't know. I just didn't. He made me uncomfortable.
That's fair. Yeah. I'm going to veer off just by smidge. Did you think Ellie's sachets were actually magic? Like, could this whole book have been wrapped up in, like, one page?
What do you mean wrapped up in one page?
If she'd just taken Ellie's magic bath, she would have been better.
Since this is a fantasy book, and clearly there is a degree of magic in the world, and Ellie clearly harnesses a bit of it.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that they had healing properties, but then arguably, is it Ellie's fault, in a way, what happened to Brianna, because she wished it?
Oh, interesting. Yes, that's a good take. Could be. She did say
Ellie.
She thought. Yeah, me too. I liked her too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard when you get into fantasy and not reality. Where's the line?
Oh, exactly. Because then they say at the end of the book, oh, you took that bath, that's why you didn't die.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they seem to be like, yeah, you done. The bartender, too, speaking of, weird, all around weird.
Yeah. It's like sometimes he was clueless and other times he knew too much.
Goes home with her.
Yeah, that was a little wacky. I was like, I think this was just thrown in for a random twist, but I don't know what the
Yeah, it seems so... I could have done without, personally.
Yeah. It's like, is it showing that she's getting back to her old self? I don't know.
Yeah. What did we think of Paul, ex-husband?
I think he's just a guy who is tired of his wife's misery and needed to move on. And I don't hold anything against him. He's literally just a neutral player in my head.
I do.
Yeah? What do you say?
I think he is a creep.
Really?
Just for Hal's obsession with her off the start.
True. I forgot about that. That's true.
Yeah, and it just seems like one of those people who are only into you if you're meeting their idyllic. I mean, him answering her calls towards the end and still like kind of keeping her. But he wanted her to need him, to be with him.
Yeah.
And then when she needed him too much, like I totally understood when she kept saying like, oh, you left. In her mind, she kept replaying, oh, you left him. But she's like, not really, though. I just had to. And I understood that. I think that she was probably right on that, where it's like, better to leave than to be left. Because she knew it was going to happen.
That's a really good point. And that's, again, going back to the friendship type thing where it works in romantic relationships, too. Where it's just like, they couldn't handle it.
No, and how she explained how she went straight from her mother to him, having that same similar relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't view him as a good person after that.
Oh, that's a good point. That's true.
Yeah. Clearly, I think Miranda, part of her pain is linked to her tragic life.
Yeah.
And unresolved trauma, I feel, personally.
I think so, too. I think it's living in her bones. And then, sure, she had other trauma and actual pain, but it definitely piled up.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope that's something that moving forward she works on.
Yes, exactly. Maybe go talk to a therapist or something about it.
Yeah. Yep. I think we've done a pretty good job of touching on most of the book. Something I did see Mona said in her interviews is just that power dynamic she wanted to discuss, because she has been a student, she's also been a teacher. So that power dynamic of like, oh, it should be the teacher who has control and is in charge, but it's not necessarily always that way.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool thing that she addressed in the book, but I don't know if I have much more to say on it. Do you?
No, other than that's neat she addressed it.
It's neat she addressed it. I wish... Yeah, Miranda was certainly a weak character in that regard.
Yeah.
I like to view people in professional roles as like not human almost, like not prone to human error.
Yeah. It's like you're actually just a robot.
Yeah. And Sam's always like, yeah, but the humans do as humans do. And I'm like...
Yeah, but you're a professional.
You're a professional.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I think that's also because that's kind of how I try and function too, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's all that we have on the book today, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good spoiler full version of All's Well.
Yeah, I would definitely read another one of her books. I know Bunny is really popular and it's been on our TBR for a long time. That's another one I would want. All right, so I think that is all that we have, but we will be reading another book shortly. So in the meantime, you can follow along.
Thanks for flipping through Pages Across the Prairies with us. Until next time, keep your tea warm, your bookmark handy, and if you enjoyed today's chat, like, share, and subscribe to join us again.